When I saw this headline, I thought, I am recording it. Portland apartment tenant sues to stop the loudspeaker noise directed at ICE facility. She is trapped, the lawsuit says, with nowhere to go to seek reprieve from the nightly onslaught of noise. Yep. This is our young lady with the cane who just basically tells Antifa and Trantifa to go F themselves. Let's get into it. She's suing. She is hopped up mad. Here we go. We got to watch this video again. This is probably, I don't know, the 5th podcast I've played this in. It gets better every single time because the storyline keeps moving. Tom Homan. He's going to go to Portland and just take a look-see, and this is exactly where he would go. And he would probably be there at night to check out these just absolute mind-numbing children who are pretending to be adults, literally pretending to be adults. Let's watch the video again. And if you haven't seen this before, this is epic. I stand with this young lady. Here we go.
Turn that shit down! It's midnight! I will turn it down. I would love to. You just have to ask my and I'm being nice even though you're screaming it. Fuck you!
It just gets better. That's what everybody's thinking.
Down! We the people need sleep! Motherfuckers, you're worse than Listen, what the fuck? You heard what I said, Jack? Talking to us calmly would be a hell of a lot better. Go fuck yourself. You colonize your fucking ass, bitch.
Go fuck yourself, bro. I don't give a fuck.
She's going to take him on. Cane and all. And look, they walk away. They walk away. She's upset. This has been going on for almost a month. Look at the lasers.
Hey guys, let's let another neighbor talk.
Look at this guy. Let another neighbor talk at midnight. ICE is not going out of Portland. Tom Homan is going to make absolute sure of that. Tom Homan is going to, I think he's going to, we've had enough of these situations where, we've had enough situations and I think that we're towards the end of the F around and find out period. And we're going to be rapidly going into the find out what that looks like. From the standpoint of ICE just dropping the hammer on these retarded lunatics. And that's what they are. They are literally just mentally, they're not good people. These are evil human beings who are so wackadoodle with their thinking that, they can't get out of their own way. It's crazy. I want to point out a couple of things here with this photo here. We've got some guy it looks like he's got like probably a replica army helmet here. Got somebody with a skateboard helmet here. We've got a construction helmet here. Is this the village people? Do we have the village people here? And they've all got skateboards and, and they line up with their skateboards and pretend that they're shooting at ICE. It's what is insane about this is Portland leadership is so weak that they won't allow their police officers to just basically go in and enforce a noise ordinance. After 10 p.m. in Portland, you should not have this nonsense. This should not be happening in a major North American city. You arrest these little you-know-whats. You arrest them. And you take them to jail. And then you let the judge let them out. I love protesters. Because that's what's going to happen. But you do that over and over and over again. Resident of low-income apartment building across the street from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement building, the ICE building in South Portland, asking a judge to compel the city to enforce noise codes on protesters who are using sirens and bullhorns to harass ICE agents around the clock. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, all these noises are coming out of the ICE facility. This is not ICE. The announcement was ICE. They're basically saying, get out of the way. Imagine midnight, this going off, 2 o'clock in the morning, this going off, and you have to deal with it. I'd sue too, right? Look at these children. Just children. Oh, you pushed me. Pushed me. Arrest him. Throw him in jail. Let a judge release him. Rinse, repeat. What kills me is that leadership in Portland thinks that ICE is a bad thing. They think that getting rid of the criminal illegals from our communities is bad. They want the criminals here. They want the criminals here. It's mind-blowing that officials in Portland think that this is a good idea. That allowing these knuckleheads doing these shenanigans is an okay thing. It's a noise, ordinance violation. And it's really annoying. And then when things get really spicy, you've got tear gas all over. We'll hear about that more. Ugh.
Why are you afraid?
Shame on you for deporting criminal illegal aliens. Shame on you for that. In what world does that make any sense at all? This is a cause that Antifa has just glommed onto, that Trantifa has glommed onto. A bunch of transvestites who are out there. We hate ICE. And they turn to violence. Invariably, they turn to violence. Look at all the nonsense. ICE Gestapo. Look at all the graffiti. That's federal property. They've got wood on this so that it doesn't get any more damage than it already is, because Portland leadership is so weak, such weenies, such little girls, that they won't allow their police department to basically clear these little children out and let ICE do their thing. Let ICE do their job, which is, upholding the law. Upholding the law. Let's finish this out. Look, he's pretending. Yeah, they're pretending to shoot with their skateboards. They're pretending to shoot with their skateboards. I mean, I remember doing that when I was like 6 or 7, with a fake gun, running after my brother. I'm going to shoot you. And maybe I had a BB gun and maybe I did. I don't know. But I wasn't pointing a imaginary weapon at a federal law enforcement official at a federal law enforcement facility. That's a hard no-go. But folks in Portland, it's what we do every day. We don't have jobs, so we just go down to the ICE facility and say a bunch of nonsense, and our governmental officials let us. How does that make any sense at all? It doesn't. This is going on in San Francisco. This is going on in Los Angeles. It's going on in Seattle. I mean, there's just a lot of this. This is the cause of the minute for Antifa and Trantifa. So bad. All right. So, and if you think these things are mostly peaceful, if you think being told to kill yourself is mostly peaceful, then you've got a different criteria of peace than I do. So let's get back to our young lady here, but that's the background, all right? In a lawsuit filed Tuesday in Multnomah County Circuit Court, Cloud 11 Grail's attorney says the 24-hour protest outside the ICE facility has trapped 11 Grail amid shrill, high-pitched buzzers and bells, screeching and piercing whistle-type sounds, and sounds that mimic air raid warning sounds. We heard all of that, right? We heard just that. The type of which might be used to give notice of a nuclear bomb was being launched and headed in one's direction. Yeah, you've got that, that loud sound. I was supposed to go up more, but my, impending incoming nuclear bomb sound. Got to work on that. 11 Grail is a tenant of Gray's Landing, a 209-unit subsidized housing complex operated by Reach Community Development Corporation, an affordable housing nonprofit. The lawsuit notes that she is black and disabled, hence the cane. She has no air conditioning, got to keep her window up. And man, if you haven't been to Portland, Portland gets hot. Portland gets way hotter than Seattle. I don't know. It's further south, that whole, geography thing. She has no air conditioning. The lawsuit says, and opening her windows to cool down her fourth floor, 700 square foot apartment increases the noise. You want to open the window, honey? No. Gotta hear those damn Trantifa people. No, don't want to open the window. So you close up your window and then you just roast because it's fourth floor. That whole air goes up thing, difficult. Because she cannot drive and cannot afford to leave her residence to seek shelter elsewhere, lawsuit says, she is trapped with nowhere to go to seek a reprieve from the nightly onslaught of noise. I don't blame her for suing at all. Not at all. I mean, the fact that Portland allows this to go on to its disabled citizenry it's not shocking, but it makes you mad. It makes you mad because you're like, why aren't police doing anything? Well, because they're being dictated from the city council and from their mayor, who are all just a bunch of weenies. They're complete wieners. They're just, you know what I mean? Because who else would allow this to go on to the citizenship that they're supposed to be protecting? Who else would allow that but a bunch of weenies? A bunch of just... July 8th, legal filing is a writ of mandamus, which means it's asking the court to provide relief by compelling the government to perform an action. And in this case, the action 11 Grail is seeking is for Portland police to enforce noise ordinances. She's not asking for anything special. She's just saying, hey, after 10 p.m., cut that stuff off. And between 9 and 10, I'd be pissed if this was going on. In this, to enforce noise ordinances that she contends are regularly applied in other neighborhoods. Not outside ICE. Because you know why? Portland City Council and Portland's mayor, they side with the protesters. They side with Antifa. They side with Trantifa. And they're like, God, this is the greatest thing ever. Because they don't like ICE either. Because they're a bunch of communists. They're commies. You got commies in Portland. 11 Grail's attorney is Julie Parrish, a former Republican state lawmaker who represented West Lynn for 4 terms and is now an attorney. Lawsuit adds a new factor to the tensions on South Moody Avenue, where for more than a month, the driveway of the ICE facility has been ground zero for resistance to President Trump's campaign of deportations. You know what's so crazy is that this is just like their cause of the moment. Because how many people did Obama deport? Like 3 million during his time in office? One of the stats, and I've said this before, is that in order for Trump to do the equivalent of what Obama did, instead of deporting 3,000 a day, they'd have to deport 7,000 per day, 7,000 people per day to keep up with Obama's deportation schedule. I mean, could you imagine? No. And again, nobody considers that. And they're like, well, we don't really care. We just don't like Trump and we don't like ICE and we don't like authority. And we're going to do this and it's going to be great. And city officials in Portland are like, yeah, keep going. You guys are doing great. You guys out there with your, fake guns, skateboards and your fake noise machines and your fake no kings protest and your fake no Nazis protest and your fake secret police protests. Got a lot of fakery going on because these children are actively playing at fake life. This is not, their causes are not real. And yet the situation keeping up the, constituents, the residents of Portland Very real. In the past week, Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, has pledged to visit Portland and ramp up the Fed's response to protesters. Good. I am half tempted to go down there for that. I think it's supposed to happen in the next week. He'll probably just pop in, though, like an unscheduled visit. Hey, what are you doing? I hope he drops the hammer. Well, Portland city councilors have discussed revoking ICE's permit to operate its facility. What is wrong with you, Portland? What is wrong with your leadership? Why are your heads so far up your ass? And that's a question. That's a legit question. Yeah. What are you guys doing? What are you doing? What do you got going on? Why would you revoke ICE's permit to operate its facility? They are deporting criminal illegals from your community. What is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? How deranged is your thinking? I guess we're finding out, right? Pretty deranged. Levengrail says that her desired outcome is simpler. She wants quiet. Can't get it in Portland? Shocker. I'm living in constant pain. My ears are ringing. The sound is so loud it made my left ear bleed. And there's no peace or quiet because the sound weapons they're using day and night are killing us, she said. And what does Portland officials say? Keep going. Keep going. You guys are doing great with your skateboards out there and your fake shields. Let's see, I'm going to go to Home Depot and I'm going to tear apart a garbage can and I am going to cut it up with a razor knife and then I am going to literally strap on some kind of handle attachment so that I can have my fake shield that's all held together with black electrical tape. Maybe black duct tape, not really sure. Whatever mom's got at home, whatever I've got at home. It's got to stop. Those of us in the building with PTSD are destroyed by this noise. I think anybody would be destroyed by this noise. It's horrible. It's awful. By her own account, Levengrail has developed an adversarial relationship with the protesters. We saw that. Agreed. Below her window in her lawsuit, she says she's gone downstairs twice to confront protesters, resulting in arguments which she says the demonstrators threatened her. Yeah, they said to shove her cane up her ass. It's not very polite. It's not nice. She's called the police a dozen times and went on KETU to explain her plight. Videos she's posted on social media of the noise were shared by conservative media figure Andy No. And then that's what we watch. That's where that's from. The effects of confrontations between ICE and protesters and South Waterfront residents were examined by the Oregonian last month. The gas deployed by federal agents seeps into the neighborhood, and the protesters' use of long-range acoustic, that's the LRAD, long-range acoustic device. Okay, that's what it stands for. Learn something every day, right? LRAD devices, they didn't really teach about those in Real Estate 101. Who knew? On a recent visit to the site in daylight hours, Willamette Week observed a loudspeaker playing a recorded message urging ICE agents to repent for your sins. You mean because they're doing their job? Because they are deporting criminal illegal aliens? On another occasion, no message was being broadcast, but a protester held up a sign asking passing motorists to honk if you hate fascists. And many did honk. I bet they did. See, that's some of the problem is if you're in Portland, you are surrounded by folks who did vote, not only the mayor, but the city council in. And they're all supportive of this kind of illegal activity. And they don't really care about their residents, even though they say they do, even though they virtue signal that they do. Now, one of the things that I think is pretty ironic is that this young lady who is, throwing out the lawsuit, bringing the lawsuit to the city, I don't know if you noticed, but she is black. Could you imagine this going on? Her being told to shove a cane up her ass 5 years ago when George Floyd was all the rage. Could you imagine? It just proves the point that these people are out there virtue signaling and they don't really care about any of these causes. They don't really care that ICE is deporting people. They just want to go out and wreak havoc and rile things up because they got nothing better to do. Because this isn't having any kind of impact for their cause. ICE isn't going to stop. ICE doesn't care if a kid's pointing a skateboard at them. I mean, get real. Get real. This is just, it's, It's wild stuff, and I think it's going to come to an end here pretty soon. Mayor Keith Wilson has walked a fine line overseeing the Portland Police Bureau in these circumstances. Nah, he's pretty much sided with the agitators. She said that police will observe the scene and arrest people they see committing crimes at the ICE facility, but will not interfere with peaceful protest or directly assist federal agents. That's all you need to know right there. If you have a resident who is throwing out a lawsuit saying her ears are bleeding and she can't, respiratory system is being impacted by tear gas because that happens often, then, what's the point of paying taxes, right? If your police officers aren't able to help you, and clearly these residents need help. So cops won't assist, and the distinction grows hazy when citizens begin to obstruct ICE's operations. Hazy? No, this isn't hazy. This is very clear cut. Arrest these little punks and throw their punk asses in jail. Period. Yeah. Incarcerate them. Let a judge let them out. Rinse, repeat. Just keep doing it. Levengrail is asking the court to break that log jam by making the city enforce noise ordinances within 500 feet of her apartment. You should be enforcing noise ordinances no matter where they are, because they're on the books for a reason. Imagine if you had a little baby and this is going on. You couldn't deal with that. You wouldn't want to deal with that. But this young lady with the cane doesn't have the ability to make that move because it sounds like, she's disabled and she's in subsidized housing. And, it's just unfortunate that she's next door to ICE. Or if the police bureau lacks the resources to do that, enter into an agreement with another law enforcement agency to stop the noise. Hey, I got an idea. We're already at a law enforcement facility. Let's just go ahead and give them the 2 thumbs up to just basically take these little biatches to Pound Town. Yeah. How about that? How about we do that? Oh, wouldn't that just rile up everybody in Portland? Oh, we're so upset. Too many shenanigans happened, and we had to have ICE come in and clean clock. That'd be exciting. Those would be COD podcasts for days. All right. I'll keep you posted on, did we finish out? Portland City's attorney office did not respond to a request for comment. Shocker. I am shocked. They didn't respond? Oh, because they're in on it, right? They're not prosecuting anybody. Yeah, they're okay with it. They're like, no, communism is great. This is excellent. We're Portland. This is what we do. Getting sued by your own constituents, your own residents, for violation of a noise and basically disturbing the peace in multiple ways. What have we devolved to? Well, I guess keep Portland weird, keep Portland loud, and keep Portland's air filled with tear gas, because that's some of the few things that ICE can actually do to deter these little tiny children running around with their fake props. It's the way it is. All right. Thanks so much for being here. I'd love to have you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. I'll keep you posted on this one, because guaranteed, this one's got some legs on it, and it's gonna be a ride. See you on that next one. Bye for now.